brother-in-law visiting from Houston.
Charles Vallow was 62 years old when Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, shot and killed him in 2019. He and Lori were separated at the time.
How did it get to this?
I don't know, he was enraged. He came at me with the bat again after he'd already hit me in the head, so I shot him to stop him.
13 years earlier, Charles had married Lori in Las Vegas. During their marriage, they had adopted his grandnephew, JJ. In 2014, Charles, Lori, JJ, and Tylee moved to Hawaii and ran a small business on the island of Kauai. 2 years later, in 2016, they moved to Arizona. But by 2019, the relationship had taken a turn, and so had Lori's beliefs.
She's had kind of a grudge for me already. She says, I'm Nick Snyder. I've taken over Charles's body, and Charles has been killed. I'm going to kill you. You're going to be murdered today or tomorrow. I've got a 6-year-old with special needs. I've tried to support her as much as I could, but it's gotten really, really bad.
Charles' efforts to help didn't make a difference. 2 years after he was killed, a grand jury in Arizona indicted Lori for conspiring to commit his murder.
There was not a kinder person with more integrity out there than Charles.
Charles was a man of his word.
Absolutely.
He had integrity.
Family and friends say Charles always took care of everyone else around him. He was a loving father and someone who loved life to the fullest.
Charles Vallow is so important to keep the victim at the forefront of any of these trials that we cover. Still with us for the hour, criminal defense attorneys Jack Rice, Josh Schiffer. All right, gentlemen, let's talk about Charles Vallow and what you might expect from Lori Daybell when she comes up to do her closing. Do you think that the attorneys that are on standby to help her with the process, logistics, do you think she's worked with them on her opening, Josh?
Worked with is a tricky kind of concept there. So remember, when these lawyers are working inside the secure facility where Lori's living, there may be a room where they actually get to sit next to each other, but most of the time it's between a glass wall. And we know that Lori has bucked up at her prior standby counsel, has been clear she wants to do this herself, and there's very specific ethics that assigned support attorney has to abide by. You have lots of rights in America, including the ability to say, I'm going to do this myself. And I'm afraid that's what we're going to see.
How was that again?
Yeah,
I'm going to do this
myself. And
I'm going to do it myself.
Everybody has the right to do that, and she's choosing to.
Jack Rice, you know, a lot of people have been following this case for years and years and years, especially us here at Court TV. And my ears perked up during opening statement by the state when we learned a little bit of new facts. I don't think that we've ever heard before that Lori allegedly was telling people that she was trying to poison her husband.
Right. I mean, you realize we get some of this, but it's all starting to roll out. This is all really a piece of the state's decision to say this wasn't just happenstance. This didn't just happen on this day. This was predetermined. They planned all of this, and that's critically important. But they also have to be prepared, because one of the things that happens when you have a pro se defendant, somebody who isn't represented by counsel, is that they do have a tendency of going off, if you will. And the thing that frequently happens is the judge will let them do some things that they won't let a lawyer do. And so the question is, how far will this judge allow Lori to go astray before the judge, sua sponte, on their own, says that's too far, that's enough, you don't get any more?